Alright, FinksFabbers, it's Scooter with FinksFabShop. Here in a little shop that's a hell of a mess. Gets the OCD itching. Anyway, this video we take and get the frame shortened. 14 and a half or 14 and 3/4 inches. We cut out of it and we shorten it to 15 and 3/4 inches. 102 inch wheelbase instead of the 100-inch wheelbase from the stock Rambler. We get her tacked back together. We get some of the floor cut out of the Rambler and we wheel the frame underneath it. And we run into a big, but not so big problem that we have to figure out what we're going to do. So sit back, relax, like, share, comment, subscribe. Turn on them notifications, all that other good stuff, and get ready to maybe learn something or laugh at least at a dumb Pollock. Alright, FinksFabbers, Hostages, and Hostagettes. Scooter from FinksFabShop. Back at her again in a 1962 Rambler wagon, two-door flavored. Pain in my rust. So what do I got for you so far? So we got some mounted up wheels and tires. I'm gonna throw those on. We got a 4L60E we picked up from a gentleman by the name of Mike or Michael. Hooked me up with this for the project. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you. So we still need to find a 5.3. Have it out back in the pickup, but I really don't want to yank that out right now. I'm still kind of trying to use the truck. So my buddy John's got one with ECM and everything. I got to get over, visit him, and try to work some sort of deal out on that. With that being said, it was hotter than Hades today with nasty humidity, so really did not get much done. So what we're gonna do, bolt these tires on tonight, get those screwed down, get this thing down pretty much on the ground, I think, or at least on the wheels, and then we'll brace it. Get the rest of the crap off it, and I think I'll start grinding welds, man. It's cooling down tonight, so I think I'll work for a couple 3-4 hours, see what I can get done. If I get it shortened, excuse me, and tack back together so we can weld it or get it pushed underneath the wagon, and we can cut out that front floor center section and part of that firewall. I did reach out to Eastwood. Excellent customer service. Troubleshot the issue over the interwebs there. Got the plasma cutter to work so far anyway. They're going to send me out some new consumables and stuff, which is really cool of them. I appreciate them. No cost to me, so that's pretty cool. But we're going to try to use that bad mamma jamma in the meantime, now that I got it to come on and work. So alright, so this thing's there, so tuner lugs. Won't hold it, and 5 never will. Put this cover on it, I guess, get this full effect. Cool. Alright. This one's going to be a little more difficult because some idiot cut fucking lead slug studs half off. I ordered lug studs, but they haven't got here yet. And I want to play this weekend and make some progress. Not like I don't have other projects I could do, like organize this shop, build a bench, hang shit on the walls, insulate, electrical, you know. Sitting on rubber. If only I could just snap my fingers, put the body on. Yep, we're done. Alright, just for curiosity, you want to see if the frame rails are level. That one's level, surprisingly. See if this one's level. We're level there. I'm curious if we're level across. Should put a board across it, but that's pretty level. That's pretty level, guys. That's actually interesting. Why is this? Oh, around the jack stand here because the tire's spinning there. So, okay, that explains it, I guess. I wonder if the tire on the other side spins. No, I was on the ground. But we are on that. So I have to believe that if that jack stand was out from underneath it, it probably would not be 100% level. It'd probably be out 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch. But I'm not gonna complain. We're gonna start grinding and cutting her apart. I'm going to take a cross measure. I'm going to measure probably from body mount holes see what I can come up with here. I just want to get a quick reference. Probably not going to matter, but these should be the same. Well, we'll just use the spring perches up top on the package tray here, or whatever you want to call this, of the frame. And we'll go from the spring to spring. Well, that's probably not a good. We'll go from this to the front. Well, this should be the same here. So we'll go to the center of the strut. The center of the strut. That's just that's for camber adjustment. But they should be the same from front to back. Because the control arms have their own adjustment for this way. So these spring hats should be the same. Let's see. They don't hurt. You can always change her. Is second set of hands would help, you know. Fucking pecker willy motherfucker. Stay. 121 and a half. I think that would be easy. Yeah. I don't think that's gonna work. Fuck. Looks like 121 and a half. I just fucking stay. Alright. You know, know? Really fucking pisses me off. Okay. Only one way to skin a fucking cat. Go from this way. That's about 121 and a half. Okay. Remember, safety first. You cannot replace your eyeballs. Okay, so I'll get you down here a little closer. GoPro would be tell the wife I'm gonna let for my birthday. She'll probably laugh at me. Alright, so I'm gonna grind this weld out of here, this weld across the top, this weld out of here to start with, and then there's a weld across the bottom. On the back side. Here we go.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit, I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant, I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, I'm losing shit. A stupid myth, you choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh,
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions, each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong, I just need to carry on. Cause society's a myth, put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give, don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit.
out this morning off camera. I was going to put you through all that because I cut it a little different. I had some welds I had to grind out so I could separate the two pieces of metal in there. Nothing too snazzy to show there. We're getting ready to lay out our 15 3/4 minus the inch. Whatever this is here. Take a look, see. Yeah, it's about an inch. A little over an inch top. To the bottom, so we'll call her an inch. So we're going to take and mark 14 3/4 from here. So when we slide that inch in, it ought to be 102 inches. Now, some of you guys are probably thinking, Scooter, buddy, how do you know that blasting that off there with a plasma cutter, one side isn't shorter than the other? Well, let me tell you. So let's measure down the frame rails from a particular point. Here's a mandrel bend from the factory, which is done in a jig. We have 67 inches. We'll come over here to this other side. Measure from the same mandrel bend from the factory. We have 67 inches. So we are close enough. And Uncle used to tell me that close don't count except in horseshoes and hand grenades. Well, looks like I threw a hand grenade in there. So we're going to call her close. Alright, with that being said, I'm going to find my square. I should have done this before I turned the camera on. I was excited to get back to you guys. Get my square, find me a paint marker or a Sharpie, whatever. We're going to measure down 14 3/4, put a mark. Then we'll measure down 15 3/4, put a mark. That way we already have a pre-made mark off of this for our stop. Let me slide it in here so we know when we get to that mark, we are good to go. Now these aren't exactly square, but they're good enough where you're not going to notice it with a naked eye. Same on the other side. Once we get this cut off, I'm going to cut it off with probably a Sawzall. Once we get it cut off, I'll bevel the edges so they slide together. Alright guys, found my shit, got my poop in the group. So I just quickly measured down here, 15 3/4, squiggled the line. You're going to peel the paint off all the way around that line on both sides. It is one thing important to measure or mention when you're using any measurement devices to do something like this. It has to be somewhat semi-precision, because I'm just a dumb Pollock and I make mistakes just like everybody else, so don't get me wrong there. But it's worth noting that if you start a job with a certain tape measure, whether it's cutting a roof on a car, any sort of body modifications, even building a deck, especially like framework, it's a good idea to keep measuring with the same tape measure, just because there can be different variations between them, and it may only be a 1/16 of an inch or a 32nd of an inch or a millimeter, or depending where you're from, but that could really screw some stuff up. You may only be a little bit here, but when you get down there, it might be, ½ inch, and then you're scratching your head going, I'm going to fix this. So, that being said, yesterday I grabbed the opposite tape when I started marking all this stuff out and measuring my corners than what I originally measured my wheelbase at. But I'm going to stick to this tape because I measured the Rambler wheelbase and this when I first got it with us, so they're pretty close to the same, but we're going to stick with this one. So hopefully I don't set it down somewhere and lose it. So, without further ado, let's get my air hose here.
put one side in, it's popping the other side back out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a come along that body mount hole to this body mount hole, and hopefully we can pull that together, and then I'll do the same thing for the other side. Let's see if this works. Should work. 2. Damn. I told you it's a small come along. This small. I think that's why it took so long to load my toolbox up at the last job. Fuck. I would at least get to that other body. It's not. Yeah, this right here. We'll go in here with it. It'll either work or it won't. Alright. That's pretty much where I want it. We're going to take and go put the other side in now. Get this out of here without breaking it. Do the other side. Like magic, you see it. Slide it together. This side already started to come a little bit. Stop right there. Okay. Well, that was so much better than monkey fucking around with that all day. All right. I'm a no-nonsense kind of fella. I don't like to fuck around longer than I got to fuck around. I like to get the fucking shit done. Alright, so there's that, guys. So we're together. So this is obviously a little crooked, but we're straight across the top there. And we're down there. And we can adjust this when we square it off in the frame. We're going to do right here in a second. I got to dig my welder out. You thought I would have had that done this morning with the prep. This one is a lot straighter because I just buzzed the weld down with a plasma cutter out and I tried to grind and beat and fuck myself. So I obviously got the side of that seam clean. I got to clean the other side. We'll do that here in a minute. So I found me a couple pieces of angle iron. Same thickness as this plate right here. On a level from the top of this plate to the top of this plate, the level on the top. So I know where we're supposed to be this way. Okay. So then last night you see me trying to measure with these things and the thing's pumped, but they've got two body mounts on the same side. So I take my tape measure. Let's do it, show you here. Take my tape measure, go from the body mount thing and I lock it in that hole. Come over here to the top of the strut. Top of the strut to the back side of the strut bolt. I don't know if you can see that or not. Is 111.5 inches. Go to the other side. Put it right back down in that hole, that notch. Over to the other side, back side of that bolt. 11.5 inches. So we're square, where we're supposed to be, and we are level. So I have all the confidence in the world tacking this thing that it won't be kittywampus, and shouldn't drive down the road funky or dog track or anything. So we're gonna take and put some tacks on here real quick, and take this and get this out of my way here. I got the old Eastwood. Alright. Get the old Gene and Winfield endorsed welding helmet on here. Okay, so I'm thinking just gonna put a good tack here, and probably one up here, one down here, and probably one on this back side here, and that ought to hold it good enough for what we want to do. So, see if I remember how to do this. place for as long as it is open still fucking stinks. Damn. Alright. I don't really particularly want these doodads in there still. I'm gonna cut this gas tank out here. A great big pile of rusty coconuts. Rusty coconuts. Yeah, that's some fucking high quality shit right there, boy. High quality. High quality. How do I get myself into this stuff? How do I get myself into this kind of shiz? Yeah. Stuff. Woo! There may have been some critters living in that goddamn fuel tank. Damn. Look at this thing. Yeah. That's a fucking critter house for sure. Yep, I gotta go right the fuck outside. Just in case there's somebody home. Damn. That thing stinks. Okay. We have an issue. And that was one I figured I was going to have all along. But I was lazy, and like I said, I didn't measure the width of the rear axle and that kind of stuff. Because I wasn't quite sure how much it was going to be. And you really never know until you start putting these things together. And you don't know exactly what you're going to do with it. So let me just spin you around and show you what we got going on here. So we got the car coming down on the frame, which I think the 102 is going to work good for the wheelbase. That frame's got to go back this way a little bit, and that'll bring me in the center of that wheel well, which will look a lot better than what it did. So we got some extra length in the frame back here, and I really wish I could clean this place up. We got some extra width in the frame back here, which I figured we would. I didn't want to bob it off until I knew exactly how much, because I want to go as close to that outside rear valance as I can. Tie a bumper back in there, or a crash bar if I put roll pan on it. The center width of the frame is good, which that wasn't a concern. The concern is trying to build a lowrider, not a four-wheel drive. I don't know if you can see how far that tire sticks out there with the offset. So that's half of that tire, which, I mean, I guess if I got different wheels, I could probably move it in pretty dang close to what's sticking out to clear the fender. But then I'm sitting right up next to the hats for the struts, and I don't think I want to do that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into it, I guess. But I don't think I have that much room clear in the rear without hitting and rubbing on the shock. So even if I got the fronts to come in with an offset wheel, I still have this clusterfuck to deal with the rear. So we we got the length of the frame as far as the wheelbase goes, I think, figured out. Unfortunately, I didn't get lucky, which I didn't think I would, but you don't know until you try. I think what I'm going to have to do, that cross member's aluminum, and I can't weld aluminum worth of shit. Well, I guess I can't say that. I really haven't tried. So I might try shortening that front cross member and getting a different rack and pinion, because I doubt I can make it up on tie rod ends that much, but maybe. Maybe shorten that front cross member or build a new cross member out of steel, so to mimic this one, so I can still use the basic front suspension setup, or I might have to just build my own using those components, which just got way more involved and work, but whatever. And this here, I'm going to have to shorten the package tray and shorten the rear end to come in. So we're going to have to narrow the frame. We shortened it, now we're going to have to narrow it. Which, yippee. So, yeah. Cool. Alright, well, I'm going to sit down in my chair here and ponder this. I'm going to take these frame horns off and then measure how much I got to go back and get it closer to where I want it, as far as the wheels centered in the wheel well, so I can get an idea. I'll probably measure from here to here, put a little mark up here, find center, drop the plumb bob, and center the rear wheel, and then I'll look at the front wheel, and I'll look at the rear. And then we'll see how much I have to cut off on the front. And then figure out how much I got to bob off of the back. And then we will be back to square one, basically. Nothing I ever touch goes this easy. So I figured, you know, shortening it and getting it apart, popping it back together, tacking it in place, it was going too easy for me. So I kind of knew right off the bat I was going to have this problem. So I'm going to let you guys go for a minute. I'm going to sit down and ponder this, take some measurements maybe, and see if I'm insane yet or what I'm going to do. Where there's a will, there's a way, and I have the will, so I'm going to make the way, because I have a real bad problem with people telling me you can't do something. I've had people tell me that shit ever since I was little. Well, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that. Well, you know what, motherfucker, I am, watch me. So, I can glue metal back together. I can cut metal. I got a brain. I'll fucking figure it out. It may not be the way everybody should do it or would do it, but it's going to be the way I'm going to do it. So, alright. It would look kind of cool as a four-wheel drive, though, looking at it on the hoist. Look at this thing, man. Sit it up on there. Four-wheel drive frame. Put some 35s under it. Yeah, buddy. Scooter, FinksFabShop. Well, I've been kind of abruptly halted at a stopping point. So as you can see, the body is not quite down on the frame like I was hoping to get to the end of this video. And there's a couple reasons for that. One reason is obviously the frame's still too long. We shortened the wheelbase, but we didn't do anything to the front of the frame or the rear of the frame, which I wasn't quite sure, you know, where that stuff was going to come. I didn't want to cut too much and then have to add some back for bumper supports or any of that stuff. So I let that ride so we could get it down close enough I can mark it and then hack it and whack it and cut it off. So that's not the problem, other than, you know, 4 cuts and we go from there. So the big issue is I think our wheelbase is going to work. From what I can kind of get an idea where the tires are going to meet in the center of the wheel well, I think that's going to work. I think that's what I like. Obviously I'm not going to weld anything solid yet until we can get the body down over the car where I want it, 100% sure. The main issue is the width, which I kind of had an idea that the front suspension and rear end obviously is wider than the stock Rambler, but I was hoping we could make something work, especially with these wheels that I got. These wheels are offset more on the inside than they are on the outside than the stock Lincoln wheels. So that being said, we're about 6 inches too wide in the front for tires to clear in the inner fenders, and we're about the same for the rear end. So we're gonna have to either narrow the frame or widen the body or build this thing into a wide body. So I've been sitting here racking my brain on what's the least amount of work or what is gonna fit the build. Oh, why I do this kind of stuff to myself, bite off more than I can chew, or want to chew rather. Kind of just pondering the whole meaning of life, you know. Anyway, so I haven't quite decided 100% what I'm doing yet. So the options are we take 6 inches out of this front Lincoln Town Car front suspension, squeeze it back together. But if we do that, then we have issue with the rack and pinion and the pivot points, or the Ackerman suspension, or is basically a fancy term for the geometry of the pivot points for ball joints and control arms and inner and outer tie rod ends and turning radius, more or less. So I have to consider that. We have to shorten the rear end, which would entail shortening each side of the axle tube, and then I got to shorten the axles or buy shortened axles. Find a narrower rear end. Probably have to move spring perches and things like that and re-weld them on the tube. Shorten the rear package tray. Shorten the front or the center cross member for the transmission mount. So it's not much as far as things like bracing to cut the frame in two to move it closer together. You know, front core support, radiator support. The main components are the front cross member in the rear end. So we could go that route, or we could cut the body right straight down the middle and widen it 6 inches, 8 inches, whatever we wanted, and have some ridiculous looking A-pillars, and you know, make it look uglier than sin, and dabble in the world of Casey's Customs, which that's possible, but I'm not really thinking I want to explore that route. Or we could take and widen the fenders, the doors, the rear quarter panels, and bring them out 3 inches or 3.5 inches on each side, and that would make it so I don't have to do anything with the roof or the glass. And unless you really know these cars, you probably wouldn't know a difference, which if I did that, I probably would have to extend the rocker out as well. So that's a hell of a lot of work. Or we could trash the Lincoln frame, try to go with something else, like an S10 or a Dakota. Problem with that is they're only 2 inches narrower than the Lincoln. So do I really gain anything by doing that? Probably not. Could trash the Lincoln Town Car setup and build my own front suspension. Team 321 makes a Crown Vic style cross member that's 5 inches shorter. But they're like $1,600, so I have to think about this, I guess, what I'm going to do. I have an idea of what I'm going to do, but I'm not 100% sold on it yet. So gonna have to really seriously consider all these options. Or we could just throw the whole thing in the garbage. Forget that I even tried this whole ordeal, but that seems like a coward's way out. So I'm gonna sit here and ponder the meaning of sanity on this one for a little while, and I'll have an answer for you folks, how we're gonna attack this and what we're gonna go about doing this on next week's video. So we're gonna end it here, and we'll pick up later on. I appreciate you guys tuning in and putting up with the poor editing and shoddy camera work and all that good stuff. My childish antics, or whatever you want to call them, time and time again. I ask that you be patient, and as the editing skills get better, hopefully we can put some things to music and make things a little more entertaining. I do ask that you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I have a lot of views that people view the channel and they don't bother subscribing. They'll like it, they'll share it, but they don't subscribe it. About 98% of my views are actually non-subscribers. So if you could subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Subscriptions are free. Help me build the channel. Share the video. You know, if you know somebody that might be interested in something like this, or just would like to laugh and
tee-hee at me being a retard. That's fine too. So like it, share, subscribe, and give me a comment. I'd like to hear what you guys think that I should do about this. Maybe this is kind of a big deal. So this is this next decision is basically going to set the whole tone of the build. Whether or not we squeeze the frame together or we, widen everything. I mean, could put it down on it and just build a wide body car and not mess with any of it, but I don't know if I like the looks of this thing as a wide body. I mean, 3.5, 4-inch flares on each side with a ground effect along the bottom of it. To me, it might just look really silly. Or it might look really badass too, for all I know. But so anyway, let me know what you guys think and what you guys would do in this situation.